A very good afternoon to you boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to Jetstream TV. We've got a live stream today with a flight between Salzburg, Lima, Oscar Whiskey Sierra in Austria down to Milan Bergamo, Oreo Al Serio, Lima India Mike Echo. Today we're taking the Lingus A320 Neo, call sign, just reference this, Shamrock 935 Tango Foxtrot. We're going to be starting off at stand 2 here at Salzburg in Austria and making a departure from runway 15 on a Det to Bravo departure, and coming in on runway 10, the RNAV for runway 10 on an Odin 5 Sierra arrival. Quickly run through the flight plan. We'll keep this very quick today. Luckily we're in the aircraft where the FMC is automatically populated, so we'll give you a rundown now with the nice big map of where we're going today and why. So Salzburg, we're coming off runway 15, so you can see here the airports. We're on stand 2, taxiing to 15 and then departing out to the south, and here is very mountainous on the departure, so we make a very quick left hand turn, avoiding all of the high ground and then making a northwesterly track. Whiskey Sierra 616, 617, flying close to Tronstein, and then due south, virtually due south, all the way down over the top of the Alps. We should have some white stuff en route, should be very nice to look at. So we get to Detza, and then we're making a due west turn, following right the way through the Alpine range. We get to Tarasp Castle, where we're making a left turn at Ronag, Arded, Pelad, down over Lugano, Odina, Lugano, and over, crossing over Lake Como around about the San Primo mountain. ME872, ME865 on the arrival, and then we cross over the top of the airport and do a loop around for the runway landing on RNAV runway 10. Good evening, welcome to the stream. Thank you very much indeed. I think you're the new follower that's watched the last few live streams, I'm hoping. Unfortunately I can't see the live chat because I'm recording on my phone from the live stream in order to post on YouTube. So thank you very much for your comments on the previous flights. It's great to have you along. Thank you so much indeed for joining us today. I know it's late at night, but the flight today is roughly 1 PM in the afternoon. Real world weather. That's the route explained. Now let's get inside the A320 Neo for Aer Lingus on the ground at Salzburg and get configured for takeoff. We should be in the air within 5 minutes because the FMC etc. is automatically populated. 4 minutes into the stream here at Jetstream TV. Thank you so much indeed for coming on board. And here we are at Salzburg. It's looking quite dull and miserable. No rain right now. Beautiful scenery, lots of high ground around Salzburg, so we'll have to be very careful on our departure. And there is our ride today, St. Kira, the beautiful Aer Lingus A320 Neo. Let's get ready to fly. Cold and dark in the cockpit. Bear with me, I need to unplug the joystick yet again because it's playing up. No need for pushback today, plenty of time to just do a quick circle round. Looking very moody, but we'll be up through that cloud very quickly after departure. So that's the taxiway that we're looking at there. So we're going to be doing a 180-degree turn straight down the taxiway and then following this taxiway here that runs parallel to the runway down to the holding point 415. Let's get inside the aircraft and get things turned on, get things configured, etc. Okay, first things first. Let's get the engines fired up and the electrics on. Okay, initial climb out, we're going to 12,000 feet today. And we're climbing at 2,500 feet per minute. Okay, so that's that sorted. It's got to be managed flight, managed speed mode today. Let's get some lights on. On. Landing lights are on. Taxi lights on. Let's brighten things up a little bit. See what we're doing now. Okay, let's get the PFD lit up better. That's fine. Let's move over to here. Let's get these brightened up. 12,000 initial, 2,500 climb out. Let's check the PFD itself. Let's change the ND range to 40 miles so we can see roughly what we're doing with our departure. First waypoint, Whiskey Sierra 643 at 2.2 nautical miles. We'll be making a left turn to avoid the high ground. What we'll also do is we'll turn on the high ground. It should start scanning now, and it should show us any high ground that we've got. Bear with me, yeah, it should show us any high ground that we've got around the airport, which will be over here in this region. And if you look out of the aircraft, you can see the high ground just after departure. Bear with me, is here, just to the right of the aircraft, to the right of the airfield, sorry. And our departure will take us out the runway, up, and then an immediate left-hand turn, bringing us back down the valley, so we're avoiding all of the high ground there. That's fine. Okay, I think we're pretty much ready. Just check the FMC quickly, make sure it's saying what it should be saying. Our flight plan today, there's our waypoints. We'll just click through, make sure there's no route discontinuities. Runway 10 at Milan. Perfect. Lovely. Right, FMC's ready, we're ready. Let's get the passengers ready. What's going on here now? Right, let's get the aircraft configured for departure. Flaps 5, flaps 10. For some reason the joystick's playing up, so I'm just going to have to keep unplugging it and plugging it back in again. Bear with. Shamrock 935 Tango Foxtrot, cleared, flight level 350. Let's get up to our cruise altitude as quickly as we can, then we can figure out the descent. Very, very cloudy up here today. Should be alright once we come above the clouds, just after 1 PM in the afternoon. There we go, some beautiful views on our way out of Salzburg. This is going to jitter slightly. I'm taking screenshots for the thumbnail of the YouTube video for this flight, so if it does pause a little bit, I'm taking screenshots just so that you're aware. Beautiful views, look at that. "20 minutes into the stream now. Thank you very much indeed for joining us here at Jetstream TV. It doesn't cost you anything to hit that subscribe button. It really would help us a lot, putting the time out to make this content for you to enjoy. Please give us a subscribe, hit the notification button, the bell, just so that you can be notified when we upload new content. This is being streamed live on Twitch TV. So please feel free to join us over there. It's Timsa Pilot UK, Timsa Pilot UK on Jetstream TV, and the channel to search for on YouTube for all of the live streams and all of the other content that's created on this gaming channel is Jetstream TV channel. And some beautiful views of the snow-capped Alps there as we climb up through the levels. Quick check on progress. Sorry, 19,000 feet for 380, heading direct Detza on a due south course, 190 degrees, and we'll be there in around about 10 minutes time, 10-15 minutes time. We've got a subtle crosswind coming from right to left, 32 knots on the nose at 259, current ground speed of 408 miles per hour. A little bit choppy, and we've got some cloud a little bit higher up as well, but hopefully that doesn't take away from the magnificence that is all around the aircraft right now in the northern Austrian Alps. Lots of snow around. I'm just wondering whether it's going to be clear in northern Italy when we clear the Alps, but perfect skiing conditions. Fresh dumpings of snow over the last few days. Absolutely perfect conditions on the ski runs. Thanks once again for joining us here at Jetstream TV as we're climbing up to the cruise of 38,000 feet on our way down to Milan Bergamo. It's much appreciated having your company, and we really do look forward to seeing you and having you along for the ride, so welcome aboard. Lots of high level cloud here on the route today. "25,000 feet, heading for 380. You can see the marker on the PFD there. We're currently 39 nautical miles inbound at Detza. That is our departure today, the Detza. And the actual name of the departure is a Detza to Bravo departure. Once we clear this waypoint, we are no longer on the departure, and then we are on the midsection of the flight heading down for the arrival, and we'll be picking up the arrival of the Odin 5 Sierra down to runway RNAV 10 in Milan. You can see on the PFD there, I can actually just zoom in so that you can see a little better. Change the ND range to 20 nautical miles, and then we'll go back to this view, and what you'll see is very shortly there's a little like an accented line that interjects the track, and that shows us exactly when we're going to reach the altitude that we need to be at. We're currently at 279, so 28,000 feet just passing now. 10,000 to run to our cruise level of 38,000 feet. You'll notice on the PFD right now, you follow the green track up to 19, and you'll see the little line just intersecting the track. That's moving closer and closer to us as we get closer and closer up to the cruise altitude of 380. You'll notice there on the left hand side we're at 290, 29,000 feet with 9 to run. So that line that interjects the track will come closer and closer and closer to us. Currently around about 15 nautical miles away. Correction, 27 nautical miles. Okay, all looking good. We'll change the ND range back to 40 miles so we can see what's coming up. A right hand turn due west at Detza coming up very shortly, within the next couple of minutes or so, maybe the next 5 minutes, 6 minutes. Let's see what we can see outside. Very little. Not the best views I've ever had on flights, to be honest with you. Very misty at this flight level. Hoping it clears up a little bit towards Milan. And as you can see, it's the frame rate's not great at all because of the weather, so let's hope it clears up towards Italy. Otherwise we might have to tinker with the weather slightly just to make this more interesting viewing on the way down. Might be clearing some of this cloud as we do get to our flight level of 380, but I've got a feeling we're still going to be in it ever so slightly, but more toward the tops of these clouds that you can see directly in front of us by the time we reach our cruise. It does look to be clearing ever so slightly. The visibility's improving straight ahead. Just reaching the top of our climb now. You can hear the engines are just slowly throttling back as we're at our cruise altitude. Check that now very quickly in the cockpit as our right turn for Detza is imminent. 10 nautical miles inbound Detza, then we're making our right hand turn for a due west. Yeah, 350, just check on the speed. Three knots. What's going on with that? That's not right, is it? 260. Yeah, well, we're okay. We've stopped our climb at 34,000. I don't know why. There's our right turn at Detza now. Coming up any second. 30. That should be 38,000 feet, not 35,000. Change that. Okay, right hand turn coming up. There we go. Our right turn at Detza. We'll be up at 380 very shortly, next couple of minutes, top of the climb. The little snow capped mountains and the valleys flooded with the white stuff down there beneath the engine. And it looks like it's clearing slightly as we're coming higher. We're just getting out of that cloud now. Visibility should be a lot better. Yeah, that's better, that's more like it. Blue skies, that's what we like to see. A little bit bumpy at 380, let's just check the altitude. Yeah, 380 approaching now. Heading direct to Ronag, 77 nautical miles away on a track of 266. We've got a really strong headwind. 73 knots at 262. Getting buffeted quite badly, as you can see there out the window. Oh, this isn't good. This is not good. Big headwind. Wow. Getting tossed about a lot. We need to get the seatbelt signs on. Cabin crew positions please for heavy turbulence. Ladies and gentlemen, we are coming through some very particular weather right now. It's very bumpy here. We've got a very strong headwind, so please return to your seats. The seatbelt sign is on. Cabin crew, your seats as well please. I'll let you know when we can be released. Thank you. Seems to have calmed down a bit now. Better to be safe than sorry. We don't want people flying all over the cabin, do we? 72 knot headwind directly on the nose at 260 with a track of 265 direct Ronag, 67 nautical miles inbound. Current speed 240 knots, ground speed of 360 miles per hour. That was 408 earlier on, so you can see we've lost around about 50 miles an hour just off that direct headwind on the nose of the aircraft. Not for much longer though, 60 nautical miles or thereabouts inbound to Ronag, where we'll be making a southerly turn down to Milan, which we should get a nice cross to tailwind on our arrival. We'll be able to make up a little bit more time on our final approach. We'll just go into ASMR mode for a couple of minutes and just enjoy this beautiful scenery as we're crossing the Alps. Just turbulence has stopped now, so we'll seatbelt signs off. "34 minutes into the stream." Thank you very much indeed for being on board with us here at Jetstream TV. Currently on board, in case you're just joining us, an A320 Neo for Lingus, call sign today Shamrock 935 Tango Foxtrot. We're currently in the cruise at 38,000 feet, heading in a westerly direction over the Central Alps, coming into northern Italy, descending into Milan Bergamo this afternoon. Coming up approximately around about halfway through the flight now. 34 minutes into the stream. We was on the ground for around about 5 minutes or so, so looking to be on the ground in about 25 minutes from now. Flight today should be in total around about an hour's time, but we have got a very, very strong headwind here as we head direct due west. 70 knot headwind, so we'll be making a left-hand turn. That's our next waypoint, which should speed us up just a little bit, but yeah, the wind is against us right now. You can never get bored of this view on flights over the Alps. It's breathtaking. It really does take your breath away each and every time. Wherever you're flying to throughout Europe and you pass over this mountain range, it's you're just in awe every single time. Beautiful little valley down there below us off our left hand side. Well, we've not had a look at the map view yet, have we? Which is rare for our flights, so let's have a butcher's at where we are right now. So you can see all the high ground in brown, they're the top of the mountains, and the green is the valleys on this map. Coming into Ronag, headwind here now, but then we'll be making a left turn, so it shouldn't be too bad. Should be coming across the nose of the aircraft rather than directly on the tip of the nose. Arded Pelad down to Udine, which is the beginning of the arrival into Milan, and then we're avoiding all the high ground, then coming down over the top of Lake Como, the left hand fork of Lake Como. So Como, the actual town of Como is around here in the southern part of that left hand branch of Lake Como. Heading directly over that, we'll point that out very shortly, but just before we turn left at this waypoint, Ronag, there is a castle. Forget the name of it, it was on the initial thing at the beginning of the flight. We'll try and keep our eyes peeled because it looks very clear right now. Let's see if we could spot that castle before our turn at Ronag. which is imminent. It's coming up in the next few minutes. So yeah, the arrival Adina, and you can see our track here past Lake Como, and then we'll be making a series of right hand turns 360 degrees right round and then down into Bergamo itself. And we'll just check the height of the airfield, 786 feet, so we should be good with around about 3,200 feet on the approach when we pick up the ILS. It's an RNAV approach today to runway 10, which is plenty long enough. We've got an asphalt runway of 9,430 feet, and on arrival we've got the ILS ATIS 118.540. We'll do that in a minute so that we know what to expect on arrival, and we'll be contacting the tower for our approach on 125.875. So 3,200 feet when we pick up the ILS for runway 10. All looking good so far. Now we should be very close to Ronag now. Let's see if we can spot this castle. Yeah, coming up on Ronag. Go back to the nose cam view, see what we can see. All I can see is snow-capped mountains and no castle. But it is down there, I assure you. See how far we've got to run. 17 nautical miles inbound Ronag, 65 kilo headwind, 65 knot headwind, sorry, and our ground speed reduced again, 371 miles per hour. Still at flight level 380, coming up on Ronag in 16 nautical miles. Very quickly, we'll just check the map. I want to see the distance from Bergamo, and then we can figure out our descent options. So that's 150 nautical miles inbound roughly, give or take 20-30 miles, because we're going in a left hand circular direction via Rodina. Okay, that's all good, plenty of time to descend. We'll start our descent probably just after Arded. Let's keep an eye out for this castle, shall we? Yeah, it's much clearer now as headed down towards Milan. Doing all that clag behind. Any sign of this castle? Should we have a look round? Let me know in the comments if I've missed it and you spot the castle somewhere here, but it should be on a mountain top, not too far away from us right now. Anybody see a castle? Because I can't. And it's just as we make our next left turn, which is coming up any minute now. It's got to be somewhere down there, surely. There's our left turn. Any sign of the castle? Well, if there is one, it's covered in snow, that's for sure. Anyway, Operation Search for Castle is aborted. Let's focus on the flight. and we need to start looking at the descent very soon as we get to Ardid. You'll notice that the snow is reducing the further south we look that way, so the weather should be quite nice on arrival into Milan. Let's head back into the aircraft, see how we're doing. Okay, Ardid is 3.1 nautical miles away. Still got a major headwind going on at 65 knots, so initially I would say it's time to start bringing the aircraft down in subtle increments to avoid any high ground. So we'll bring it down initially. In fact, let's check the FMC. Ardid 15,000 feet. We need to be Odina 15,000 roughly, so we'll bring it down to 15. That should clear any high ground because we're coming past the majority of the high peaks of the Alps right now. So but let's get this down to 15,000 initially. 15,000 set and running, and we will reduce our vertical speed to 2,000. Let's go with 3,000 feet per minute on the descent. There we go, you'll see the nose of the aircraft drop as we head inbound Odina. So there is Odina on the PFD. Approximately about 70 miles away, so that should we should be getting down to 15,000 roughly our arrival for Odina. Headwind has now increased again, back up to 70 knots, 71 knots on the nose. Not good at all, it's really going to slow down our arrival, but we're really not too far away now. 45 minutes into the stream. Thank you again for joining us with our pitch down nose position as our descent begins down to 15,000 feet. Honestly, the sound of the engine is just whirring there. It really does. It's so lovely. ASMR wise, it can certainly send you off to sleep. It's a good job we've got a lot of stuff to do here in the cockpit on the descent, otherwise there's a good chance we'll be nodding off ourselves. But on a serious note, for those of you watching at home, feel free, have a snooze. I know that when I'm on an aircraft and I'm travelling to various places, as I do tend to travel a lot when I'm not flying, is I always try and get a window seat near one of the exits above the wing or next to the engine, because the subtle whirring of the engine, the whirring sound is so, it just makes you so drowsy. Couple of little whiskies just after departure, close your eyes, listen to the engine noise. I guarantee you you'll be out for the count. Just a little flying tip for sleeping there: get a seat near the windows so you can hear the whirring sound of the engine. Subtle left hand turn coming up now. We should be heading direct to Odina. Let's get back into the cockpit. Yep, I was correct. Odina, next stop 54 nautical miles away on a track heading of 233. Currently 10 to 1 local time in the afternoon. Still got a crazy headwind, in fact direct on the nose at 240, 74 knots right on the nose. And we should get a nice crosswind stroke tailwind when we make our left turn at Odina. We need to be at 15,000 feet on reaching. We're currently 51 nautical miles away, 28,000, so we're going to bring that down ever so slightly just to make sure that we are at the required altitude for that heading, for the waypoint rather. Bring that down 3,500 feet per minute now to 15,000. Let's see how we're doing there. 49 nautical miles inbound, 27,000 feet. Yeah, that should do us. We'll be at 15,000 easily by Odina. Oh, Well, it's more like yes, there was clouds on the way out of Salzburg, really making the frame lag bad. It was dropping, but this is nice and smooth now. Lovely fluffy clouds clinging to the top of them snowy peaks. Much clearer off to the right hand side. February the 18th it is here, so obviously lots of snow around all of the ski resorts. Very, very busy right now. You really, really do need to take note of the correct positions. Excuse me. Yeah, the correct altitude. Sorry about that, bear with me, I've still got this cold going on. The correct altitudes at the correct waypoints, just simply it's there to avoid any high ground, and as you can see here with the terrain the way it is in northern Italy, you know, you've got to be extremely careful, especially flying during the hours of night. You are really, really dependent on the PFD and whatever the displays are telling you. Let's just have another quick look at the FMC as we come down. Okay, so Udine 15,000, and by ob full we need to be at 6,000, so I think initially on reaching Udine we'll go down to 13,000 for Mike X-Ray 872, and then down to 6,000 after that. Okay, all good, we know what we're doing. 13,000 next on reaching Udine. Should make for very lovely viewing now descending through these clouds with the peaks all around us. Very, very nice stuff indeed. Getting buffeted badly again. Let's just see if this calms down so that we don't have to put the seatbelt sign on again. Come on, chill out. Relax, relax, relax. Come on, relax. That headwind is absolutely insane. Just give us some stability going through these clouds. That's all we need. Come on. Calm down, calm down. Calming down nicely, lovely. Just what we needed. Let's get a quick screenshot if we can now, just as soon as that opens up with some cloud. Mountains below us. Nice, nice. Down through the clag we come, heading direct to Udine. Maintaining flight level 150, clearing the high ground here at the southern Alps of Italy. Exquisite shot. Bang. Screenshot taken. Oh yeah. Better believe it. Off to the right hand side, off to the left hand side, and my oh my, will you look at that view. Well, hi guys and girls, welcome back to the stream. Sadly the Xbox crashed, so I've had to set it all up again and get as close to Adina as possible, so sorry if there's any discrepancies between the two. I'll edit it together like it's one flight, but I am explaining now we had a crash on the way into Adina. I've currently set the flight at 15,000 feet where we were. We need to be at 15,000 feet on reaching Odina, so that is exactly where we are now from where the game crashed. Hopefully we can continue on the arrival that we had previously, which is all programmed into the FMC for an Odin 5 Sierra arrival onto runway 10 for an RNAV approach at Milan Bergamo. So without further ado, and I hate it when that happens because you put so much effort and work into this and then it crashes out and you've got to basically redo the entire flight and get to the same point of where you was. Luckily I took off from Lugano to get back to Odina quickly. So anyway, apologies for any discrepancies or slight changes in time and stuff for the flight, but hopefully it should run smoothly. This explanation is simply there in case you spot anything that isn't consistent. Anyway, let's get back on with it. Let's get back on with the flight. We're not too far away at all now from Bergamo. Let's see how far we are from Odina. 15,000 feet. We have a 36 knot wind coming in from the left hand side at 221. Currently 21 nautical miles inbound Odina. Perfect, everything's great. We've got to be at 13,000 feet for the next waypoint. After that we should be clear of the high ground around just to the south of Odina, and the current time now, even though it's changed ever so slightly, is 29 minutes past midday local time. And the last time it crashed I took a screenshot. Is it worth doing another one? That's the question. Probably not. We've got enough screen grabs, so let's just keep it sweet. Let's hope the Xbox is cool enough to continue to maintain everything that we need to get us safely to Bergamo and get a decent full video out to you guys. Hate it when it crashes. And there is a beautiful lake beneath us. Should we have a look where we are exactly? I'm not sure what lake that is, but it's the next one to Como. We should be swinging, doing a left turn any minute now. We're not following our flight plan, are we? Bear with me. Yeah, we are. 7 nautical miles inbound and we'll be making a left turn. Still lots of cloud cover. We've got to be very cautious about the high ground on the way into Milan. So we'll make our left turn. Visually we should be able to see the mountains decreasing in size as we head south, and then we'll bring it down to 13,000 for the next available waypoint as the FMC has instructed. There's our left turn now at Odina. should notice a considerable change in speed now as the wind direction changes to coming from behind us instead of right on the nose of the aircraft like it has been for the last 20 minutes. Saying 6 minutes into the new stream here, guys and girls, so I couldn't tell you how long the flight's been. Approximately an hour, I would say, by the time we get on the ground. Shortly coming over Lake Como. Let's get down to 13,000 feet now. The altitude is definitely, of the mountains, is definitely decreasing. Let's get this aircraft down to 13,000 for the next waypoint, and then 6,000 after that. 13,000 feet. Let's descend. Oh, sorry, bear with me. $1,500 feet per minute should do us on the descent for that. We are 26 nautical miles inbound to NE 872. Let's just check the FMC. Flight plan ME 872 should be 13,000 feet. Perfect. 6,000 for OBFUL. That's fine. Sorry if you can hear crackles and stuff. I'm just playing with the microphone to position it better so we don't get any pops and whistles as it's right next to my mouth, just for clarity. Coming down through the Clag now, coming close to 13,000 feet as we head in an easterly direction towards Milan. Very little to see here. Pea soup, as they say. Are we over Lake Como yet? No, we are coming to Lake Como very, very shortly. You should be able to see the town of Como off to our right hand side as on reaching when we're passing Lake Como. Hopefully these clouds will just clear up as we're approaching the lake. In fact, there is Lake Como right beneath us. Yes, there is Lake Como off to our right hand side, and there's thick cloud everywhere. Please give us some gaps. There's Lake Como shining, the sunshine shining on that left fork of the southern part of the lake. And the town of Como just off our right wing. 13,000 feet below. This region of Italy is known as Lombardia. I've been to Lake Como, and what a beautiful, beautiful place it is. Clearing up nicely here as we fly over the right fork of the lake. Any second now it should come into view. Clearing all of the high ground now. And there we are, Lake Como, the actual fork itself. We've got Bellagio in the centre. Oh, that's a beautiful view of the lake, it really is. I really want to screenshot that, but I don't want the game to crash. No, done. Sorted. I think that could be the thumbnail for the flight, ladies and gents. Oh wow, man, look at these views, that's unreal. Such a wonderful part of the world, so naturally beautiful. Lombardia. That is stunning. Right, let's see where we are. Okay, we need to be heading for 6,000 now. Let's get that programmed in and enjoy this beautiful view on the descent. 6,000 feet, coming down at 2,000 feet per minute. Let's see how we do with that on the descent. Should clear any of that high ground. Oh, beautiful, beautiful views all around northern Italy and Milan. Sun glistening off the lakes and rivers beneath us. Absolutely beautiful. Stunning part of the world. Leaving the snow-capped mountains behind, you'll see it's getting much greener off to our right hand side. As the terrain reduces, the snow becomes left. There is just some snow in the valleys, you can see there, but everything else is very lush and green as we get closer to sea level. That's going to make for a beautiful video, this, once it's completed. I'm absolutely destroyed, it crashed halfway through. But here at Jetstream TV, we do the best that we can to bring you the best content to keep you engaged and entertained. So once again, if you are watching this on YouTube or on the live stream, much appreciated, and thank you so much indeed for your company. Really does make it all worthwhile. Okay, let's see how we're doing now on the descent. There's the view off the nose cam of the aircraft. Coming down to 6,000 feet from 13,000. Let's see how the progress is on that. Let's change the ND range on that so we can zoom in a bit on the arrival. Okay, so we'll go with 20 nautical miles inbound. We are 3 nautical miles from Obful. We need to be at 6,000 feet by then. Let's bring our rate of descent down much faster. See how we're doing on the altitude. 9,000 feet. Let's check the FMC again quickly. 5,000 feet on reaching. Right, so we're going to take it down to 5,000. And we're going to come down 3,500 feet per minute. That should get us down nicely. And we are banking and turning off to the right hand side very shortly, so we will avoid all of the high ground off to our left. Wow, now that is a view. That could well be the screen grab. That could be the thumbnail for the flights. That is absolutely delicious. Please don't crash. Oh, there we go. I've just knocked the controller. Let's reset the view. That is stunning. Look at that. There's our subtle right hand turns now as we're coming closer to 6,000 feet. Look at that scenery. Incredible. 7,000 feet, almost coming up to 5,000 now. absolutely perfect for the approach. I'm going to take us down to 3,500 feet. That should bring us in nicely for the arrival at Milan. That is just something else. Look at that. The detail on Milan below us. Incredible. In fact, that won't actually be Milan. That's it's too far north. This will be the town of Bergamo. This is absolutely stunning. What an arrival. Beautiful. I know a British Airways captain, and he says one of his favourite arrivals coming down over the southern Italian Alps, descending into Turin, is his favourite approach in the world. And on clear days the views are absolutely something else. But as we've come through all of that clag on the flight, to clear up like this now on the arrival is absolutely magnificent. Views as far as the eye can see. Clouds around about 16,000 feet, and then lovely clear blue skies and sunshine on the arrival as we descend over the city of Bergamo. See what the flight plan's showing us. Let's get the map up quickly. And we are flying over the airport right now, ladies and gentlemen. We're just about to do that circle round for the runway. Let's just check the exterior of the aircraft. And there is Bergamo. We'll be landing on this runway here once we've done a circuit. That is some view. Look at that. Wow. Fantastic. Cabin crew, positions for landing please, positions for landing. Thank you. There's our first right turn, then we'll be levelling off and then making a left right turn once again for base. And flaps 10. Make sure the autopilot's configured properly after that glitch. 3,500. Yeah, we're all good. And we've got a couple of right hand turns to go, and then we'll be lining up for finals. The speed's correct. Manage speed mode, and we'll fly a manual approach into the to the runway today. Gears coming down. With the next right hand turn should bring us directly on for the runway 10 at Bergamo. And flaps full. Right hand turn any minute for finals. And there's our right turn. Avoiding the high ground. Just keep the eyes peeled now for the visual on the runway. Still not picked it up just yet. Keeping a close eye on that terrain to the left hand side. There's the runway off in the distance right now. Lovely view for the passengers on the left hand side of the aircraft, just looking at the high ground there and the Alps off in the distance with the snow-capped mountains. Really is truly a beautiful part of the world. Very, very nice indeed. I need to go back very soon. There's the shadow of the aircraft, just spotted down there, just in front of the wing, the engine rather. Should be able to see it more clearly now as we come across these fields. Yeah, there's the shadow crossing the brown fields beneath us now. Let's check out how we're doing. How far out are we now? There's the runway. Perfect. We'll follow that shadow into the runway. Another airfield off to our left hand side there. Just zoom in now, just past the engine. You can see that in the distance by the river. We've got another runway. Okay, autopilot's coming out. Auto throttle disengaged, I have control. Let's get the air brakes in. Give us some assistance. Should bring us down subtly. Get us nicely lined up here for runway 10. Lose the air brakes now.
1000.
Decision height. Decision is to land.
500.
500 feet. Seeing cross checked. 400.
300. 200. 100. 60, 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. 5.
And welcome to Milan Bergamo, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Current time coming up to 1 PM in the afternoon local time, with a temperature of 12 degrees. Be vacating to the right when able. There you go. Milan ground, Shamrock 935, Tango Foxtrot, vacating to the right, vacating to the right. Okay, let's go and find our stand, and then we'll do what we normally do. We'll go into the showcase cam once we're on stand and we're offloading the passengers. We'll have a little fly around Bergamo and see what there is to be seen on the ground. Look for the first available stand on the left. Should be a little man with paddles somewhere, which we should be able to spot. Let's have a look off the left wing, see if we can see our and it looks like the joystick's playing up yet again, ladies and gents. Let's reconnect it so we can park on stand. Really don't understand why it does this. There we go. It shouldn't be disconnecting like that the way it is. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's ruined the flight today. Okay, we're going to go into one of these stands now where there's a gate. Bear with me. Right, we'll take 209. And parking brake set. Let's go onto the showcase cam. We'll fly around the airport. Yeah, there we are on stand. Let's get the air bridge. Oh, hello there. Yeah, there's the man that's putting us on the stand. Let's get that air bridge connected. Let's get the passengers off. Bear with 2 minutes. Into external. Get the landing lights off. Get the engines shut down. We'll get the flaps up first, and then hopefully, and there go the engines. Okay, man's doing his thing with the things, that's good. Let's go to ground. Bergamo ground. Ground services. Request jetway connection. That's what we need, thank you. There we go. Engines are slowing down and the passengers are free to go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much indeed for joining us on this flight from Salzburg in Austria to Bergamo in Milan. Let's have a nice shot of the aircraft's engine spinning with the mountains in the background to take us out of the stream today. Once again, thank you so much indeed for flying with Jetstream TV on our flight today with Aer Lingus on the Airbus A320 Neo from Shamrock 935 Tango Foxtrot in Milan. We'll say farewell. Thank you so much indeed for joining us once again. Be sure to check us out on YouTube, Jetstream TV channel. That's the search. Please subscribe, like, hit the bell notification button so you can be told when we're uploading content in the future. Hope you've enjoyed this flight. Look forward to reading your comments, and all the very best to you. We'll see you on the next one. Much obliged. Look after yourselves and take care.